Yay for me. I am now 60. It's 4 days after my marathon and I am sick. Yay.
That was me on my 60th birthday, sick and on the couch. I was supposed to go to the Portland Japanese Gardens that day, and my husband had another surprise planned for me on that day. But we couldn't go because I just wasn't feeling well. So he took off. He was gone for hours, and when he came back, he brought me this and matching earrings. And a matching bracelet. Sapphire, my birthstone. He's such a sweet guy. Hello there, it's Cherie. Thank you for joining me today. Yes, I sound very funny. I am getting over laryngitis, pink eye, some kind of upper respiratory problem. It's been terrible. I haven't been on here for a while. I apologize for that. It has been a crazy ride for the last month plus a little. September 2nd, we went to Oregon to spend the night there and go to wildlife safari and have a good time with one of my sons and his family. That was a lot of fun. Unfortunately, after that trip, I was sick for about a week. And then on the 16th of September, we went to a birthday party for one of my husband's friends who turned 60. That is the first time my husband and I have actually gone out like that in I don't even know how long. So that was a lot of fun too. Then the very next day, some old neighbors from way back when came to visit. Hadn't seen them in about 10 plus years, so that was kind of fun. Then on the 20th, on my 42nd anniversary, we were supposed to go to the fair, but the fair was closed on Tuesday, so we didn't make it. So instead, we went to the Olympic Game Farm and did another one of those drive-through zoos, which was a lot of fun. And then we had Thai food afterwards, and I got sick to my stomach again for some more time. So I was wondering, maybe it's the shrimp, because I had shrimp when I had the Thai food, and then I also had some shrimp when I was in Oregon. So I don't know. I'll try shrimp again and see if that's the problem. And then 2 days later, I had a cancellation. The guy who gave me all these books was supposed to come over on Thursday, and he did not. He canceled. So instead we went to the fair. That was supposed to be our anniversary present to each other, was going to the fair. So it's like, let's just go on Thursday. And what was really cool about that is that my other son and his family were also at the fair on Thursday, so we got to meet up with them and hang out with them off and on. I went on, I don't remember what it was called. The ride used to be called the Rocco Plane. It's that one that's got like the egg-shaped basket in it where you have the brake to hang on to. My grandson and I went on that. Oh man, that was funny. Both of us were scared. It was great. After the fair, 2 days later, I went and did my half marathon.
2 days before you go do a marathon, you probably shouldn't go to the fair and walk around for almost 8 miles.
Oh, did I say when we were at the fair, my son and his kids were sick? 2 days later, I go to my other son's house and do my half marathon. And I really wanted to do a video about my experience with that. But I've been sick for so long now that I just haven't got around to it. So I go up there and do that half marathon, and my son up there and his kids are sick. So that was great. So after the marathon, I couldn't walk for a few days, which is what I figured would happen. But then by Wednesday, after my marathon, is when I started getting a severe sore throat, all kinds of things going on. I had a birthday party planned for October 1st for myself for turning 60, and I was thinking about canceling that, but my husband had already ordered a cake, and it's like, fine, we'll just go ahead and do the party, and I was feeling better anyways. Yeah. By the time the nighttime came for October 1st, and there was only a couple people left, I couldn't talk anymore. My throat was hurting so bad that I couldn't speak. I couldn't swallow. It was killing me. And here's the result. I just haven't been able to talk right. It's getting better, but it was bad. And then I developed pink eye because of this infection. And man, I am just now off the couch. It's been a week, and I'm just now up, took a shower and all that fun stuff. So yeah, I've been out of it for a while. But now that I'm starting to recover and I can go back and think about the marathon, I still have some bruising here, which I can show you. I'll add it in.
Don't use a backpack that rubs on you.
How badly I got bruised right here from my backpack that I carried when I was in the marathon. Half marathon, let me be correct about this. That half marathon did not do for me what I was hoping it would do. I was hoping that it would be like when I did my 20-mile walkathon, that it would give me good feelings about myself. But this did not do that. I completed the half marathon under extreme pain, which I wasn't expecting to be in that much pain. My hips started giving out about mile 10 or so, to the point where I didn't think I was going to be able to finish that race at all. I couldn't run. I tried to jog a few times, but I couldn't do it. I was in so much pain. My lungs are still affected by having COVID, and now this other upper respiratory thing that I've got didn't help either. So, I know I'm whining a lot, but that's all right. So I'm in this extreme pain, and then all of a sudden my legs started doing goofy things. I don't know what was going on. My left foot suddenly, instead of landing flat, was turned out to the side because all the muscles cramped up, and I couldn't straighten out my foot, no matter what I did. So I was walking like this, and then this foot started pulling up because my shins started pulling. So now I'm doing this weird walking thing, trying to complete this marathon. I really didn't know if I was going to make it. And I had on a tank top, so I got severely sunburned. I can add that in.
And wear sunblock.
Because I didn't put anything on to protect myself from the sun, because I really didn't think anything about it. But on the backside of this marathon is when the sun got me, and I really thought that I was going down. I thought I was going to have heat stroke. So I started dumping my water on myself, trying to cool off. The only thing that kept me moving in that marathon was the fact that I did not want to be dead last. And there were 3 women behind me who were last. And they were older than me. And every time I could hear their voices coming up behind me, I'd start to move a little bit faster. I did not want to be last. Nor did I want to be beat by women older than me, because I was already embarrassed enough with myself that I did not do what I needed to do this marathon. I just didn't take myself seriously enough. I didn't take my training seriously enough. I found too many excuses to not do my training. And then when the COVID got me in the middle of my training, I really lost motivation, and I just let everything slide. It really affected my performance severely. And I was very embarrassed with myself. I was very angry with myself. I was also terrified most of the time. I don't do anything alone. And that was like this huge... It was... I had so many mind games going on during this marathon. It was really crazy. Because for most of that marathon, I was by myself. Because everybody outpaced me. And I stayed just far enough ahead of the last people that I was just alone all the time. And it was frightening. It was really frightening because I just don't do things alone. I had nobody to support me if I went down, and I just don't know how to do that. So that's something that I know going forward. I really need to work on my ability to trust myself that I can take care of myself. But I think that my entire life I have always felt unsafe, which is probably why I always wanted to take self-defense classes, because I wanted to feel safe. I wanted to feel like I could take care of myself. I'm talking too much. I'm going to start hacking up a fur ball. I think that growing up in an abusive family where your own father beats the crap out of you all the time, the world just becomes a very unsafe place. And then being female on top of that and having all those female fears about being alone out there and being attacked, that doesn't help anything, especially if you don't know how to defend yourself. And growing up with my mom always telling me, don't do that, you're going to get hurt, I have just developed this enormous feeling of feeling unsafe all the time and needing somebody with me to help me feel safe. I don't know. I don't want to go into that too far. It was just one of those weird things. Another thing that I noticed is that I kept getting dizzy, which is what happened on my treadmill after COVID. When I tried to get on my treadmill after COVID, after having COVID, I was having a hard time breathing. My lungs would hurt and burn, and I would get dizzy. And then I was in the 13 miles being by myself and having all these dizzy feelings and not wanting to fall down by myself and be there, for whatever. I started thinking about, why am I dizzy? And of course, anxiety of being alone, anxiety of not trusting my body causes you to not breathe well, which of course you're going to suck in too much oxygen and then get dizzy. I figured that out in that 13 miles, that I was breathing too fast. I was getting too much oxygen in my system. I was allowing myself to be too anxious. And that helped me to combat the dizziness, but it would still come and go because I was having too many anxious thoughts. It was crazy. The whole thing was crazy. And I didn't end my half marathon feeling good about myself. I just felt like I can do better than this. I've got to do better than this. I've got to do something different. I've got to be different. It's just the way that I am doesn't work. Oh, I sound funny. So, anyways, I'm back on here. Excuse me. I'm back on here today just because I wanted to talk about the marathon and what I discovered about myself doing that marathon, and the fact that now there is nothing left on my board. Nothing, no goals that I'm shooting for. I did my marathon. I've hit 60. I haven't hit my YouTube goals, but until I make better videos and people start watching, that's just not going to happen. So I got to keep working on that one. But the whole fear of turning 60 was so huge. And now that I'm 60, it's like, meh, big deal. You get so worked up in your mind over the stupidest things. You really do. I just know that I need to just keep moving forward. I need to just keep working on stuff. I need to keep learning and growing and sharing what I discover. It's like this party that we had. I had an absolutely fantastic time. And I know that a part of it was because I allowed nobody to drop my mood. Nobody. And I was so proud of myself for that. Any snarky remarks or any foul moods or any hostilities at all, I just, it's like, that's you. I'm having a good time. And I'm going to continue having a good time, and I'm not going to let you bring me down. That was like the first experience where I really started acting like I did when I was babysitting my grandson, where I allowed nobody to trigger me. And I can't tell you how proud I am of myself for that I allowed nobody to trigger me. It's been a long time coming. I've been working really hard on that, but boy, if I can keep moving forward with that one, that's going to be a game changer. Game changer. To stop allowing the triggers. Stop allowing people to get under my skin. I can't tell you how great it was. Such a good birthday weekend. I had such a fabulous time. And I thank everyone who came. It was wonderful. Anywho, before I start hacking up a furball, I think I'm going to close this down. And I will talk to you all again soon. My next goal is to start discovering what's next in life. What is next? Thank you for watching.